A sudden and unmistakable shift has emerged across global entertainment discussions. Could it be that Lalisa has now been definitively confirmed for WIEA Macau 2026? And if so, why did the first piece of proof surface in such an unusually subtle yet explosive manner? What initially appeared to be an ordinary circulation of fragmented information has now escalated into a moment that demands serious attention. Within the past few days, digital platforms across Asia and beyond have recorded an abnormal spike in coordinated discussion patterns, all pointing toward a single focal question. Is Lalisa truly preparing to take the stage at the WIEA Macau 2026 event? And has the long-awaited confirmation finally begun to reveal itself? The origin of this development was neither a press release nor a formal announcement. Instead, it emerged from a minimalist post, one devoid of promotional framing, lacking visual emphasis, and presented in a format that would typically be dismissed under normal circumstances. However, the structural simplicity of that post became its most powerful element. A sequential listing of names, presented without commentary, without validation, and without immediate context, quietly introduced what may now be considered the first tangible proof. Among those names, Lalisa's presence did not merely stand out. It destabilized the entire information landscape. Within hours, the post transitioned from obscurity into widespread circulation. Digital traces indicate that screenshots propagated rapidly across multiple ecosystems, including Weibo, X, and various private fan networks. The velocity of this spread was not accidental. It reflected a collective recognition that this was not a random inclusion. In an industry governed by precision, visibility, and calculated exposure, the appearance of a global figure such as Lalisa carries implicit weight. It signals intent, preparation, or at the very least, proximity to an unfolding announcement. Simultaneously, attention converged on an event name that had previously operated at the periphery of global awareness. WIEA, widely interpreted as the WA International Entertainment Gala. The structure of this event, as gradually understood through fragmented disclosures, suggests an ambitious attempt to consolidate multiple entertainment sectors into a singular stage. It is not positioned as a conventional concert. Rather, it is described as a Pan-Asian convergence platform, integrating music industries, performance art, digital creators, and cross-cultural collaborations under one orchestrated framework. The significance of Macau as the proposed host location further reinforces the seriousness of this development. Macau's infrastructure, long associated with large-scale international showcases, provides both the technical capacity and symbolic backdrop necessary for an event of this magnitude. Its established reputation as a global entertainment hub transforms speculation into something more structurally plausible. This is not a hypothetical venue. It is a strategic choice aligned with high-level execution. However, the central axis of this unfolding narrative remains unchanged. It is not the event, nor the location, but the confirmation trajectory surrounding Lalisa. As analysis deepens, several converging indicators begin to form a coherent pattern. Observers have identified calculated gaps within her recent public schedule, intervals that, while not overtly declared, align with the rumored timeline of WIEA preparations. Concurrently, there has been a noticeable absence of conflicting engagements, a detail that, in industry terms, is rarely coincidental. Moreover, behavioral patterns within official channels have contributed to the growing certainty. Silence, in this context, has not functioned as denial. Instead, it has intensified scrutiny. Historically, strategic silence often precedes controlled disclosure. It allows speculation to mature organically while maintaining flexibility within contractual and logistical frameworks. In this case, that silence has only amplified the perceived authenticity of the circulating proof. The emotional response from global audiences has been immediate and measurable. Discussions have shifted from hypothetical curiosity to conditional expectation. The language used across fan communities has evolved, moving away from questioning possibility toward analyzing implications. This is a critical transition. It reflects a psychological threshold where audiences no longer ask if something will happen, but rather how it will unfold. If this confirmation trajectory continues to solidify, the implications extend far beyond a single performance. Lisa's participation would inherently elevate WIEA Macau 2026 into a landmark event within the Asian entertainment industry. Her established position as a cross-industry figure, bridging music, fashion, and global media, introduces a level of visibility that redefines scale. Events do not simply host artists of her caliber, they are restructured around them. This raises further strategic considerations. What form would such a performance take? Would it align with her established musical identity, or introduce an entirely new artistic direction? The absence of clarity in this area has only intensified anticipation. Given the nature of the event's cross-cultural framework, the possibility of collaborative stages cannot be dismissed. Such collaborations, if realized, would represent a rare synthesis of multiple entertainment ecosystems, an outcome that aligns precisely with WIEA's conceptual ambition. At the same time, it is necessary to acknowledge the inherent volatility of pre-confirmation phases. The entertainment industry operates within a dynamic environment where contractual variables, logistical constraints, and strategic recalibrations can alter outcomes without warning. Yet, even within this uncertainty, one principle remains consistent. High-profile inclusions are rarely accidental. They are the result of layered negotiations and long-term planning. The emergence of this first performance proof, therefore, should not be interpreted as an isolated incident. It is more accurately understood as the initial visible layer of a much larger structure, a structure that, until now, has remained largely concealed beneath controlled information flow. As the situation develops, the global audience finds itself positioned between confirmation and revelation. The evidence is no longer abstract. It exists, it circulates, and it continues to gain interpretative weight. Whether through intentional release or controlled leakage, the effect remains the same. Anticipation has reached a level where withdrawal would be as impactful as confirmation itself, and so the central question persists with increasing intensity. Has Lisa truly been confirmed for WIEA Macau 2026? Or is the industry witnessing one of the most sophisticated pre-announcement phases in recent memory? The answer, while not yet formally declared, appears to be converging toward a singular conclusion. If the current trajectory holds, the moment of official confirmation will not merely validate speculation, it will redefine it. It will transform a sequence of subtle signals into a definitive milestone. And when that moment arrives, it is unlikely to pass quietly. It will mark the point at which silence ends, uncertainty collapses, and a global stage prepares to reveal what has, until now, existed only as an increasingly undeniable truth. In conclusion, the situation surrounding Lisa and the WIEA Macau 2026 event has moved far beyond ordinary speculation and entered a phase of structured anticipation supported by increasingly coherent indicators. What began as a seemingly insignificant appearance of a name has now evolved into a layered narrative reinforced by timing patterns, industry behavior, and the strategic silence of official parties. Each element, when examined independently, may appear inconclusive. However, when viewed collectively, they form a trajectory that is difficult to dismiss as coincidence. The emergence of the first performance proof, regardless of its origin, has already altered the dynamics of public perception. It has shifted the global conversation from uncertainty toward expectation, placing both the audience and the industry in a state of heightened readiness. This is no longer a passive rumor cycle, but an active prelude to what may become one of the most defining entertainment moments in the region.